Welcome to Zone to Speak, reporting from the road at the Via Race. 4,000 kilometers of pure ultra cycling from Italy to the Netherlands. I'm Juliana, traveling with the race and bringing you daily highlights, rider stories, and the moments that define the ride. Let's dive in. What a night it's been. I have got drama. We have got grit. We have got finish line sprints. And yes, we have got a horn. Just before 4 a.m., under the soft glow of the Dutch street lights and the sharp sound of a very enthusiastic finish line horn, Bruno Wicht rolled into the prologue as the first finish of Via Chapter 2, clocking in just under 8 days and 20 hours after setting off from Giovinazzo in Italy. Now, if you are thinking, wait, wasn't Adam Bialek ahead of Bruno just a few hours ago? You would be right. Let me break it down how this epic chase unfolded. At Lawyer's Mere, a wild and windswept lake gate just 200 kilometers from the end, Adam Bialek was still holding Bruno off by half an hour. But while Adam kept steady, Bruno went full Terminator mode, clocking 27 kilometers per hour to Adam's 23. Math doesn't lie. That kind of pace reeled Adam in like a fish on a short line. By 11 p.m., they were parallel. Bruno surging ahead by the Kettelberg Bridge, Adam realizing he was out of gas and mentally foggy, made the tough but wise call to ease off. Limp home, he said later. From there, Bruno just kept hammering. By 2:30 a.m., the gap had ballooned by 25 kilometers. At that point, the riding was on the road, etched in the headwinds, sleep deprivation, and the sheer willpower. Let's not forget, this finish doesn't erase the grit and class of Adam Bialek, who crossed the line just after 6 a.m. This was a battle between two absolute titans of ultra-distance racing. Last year, Adam won after Bruno DNF from a heat exhaustion. This year, Bruno returned with a vengeance. And it's not just a personal history. These two also faced off at the race through Poland in May, where Bruno won and Adam came second. It's becoming one of those great frenemies in ultracycling. Now, what about the fight for third? It's spicy. Last night, Jakub Tomasek had the upper hand over Lucas Becker. Both riders ground to a halt around midnight, clearly needing sleep. But this morning, Lucas was first to rise, and now he's just ahead of Jakub. It's neck and neck, and it's all going to unfold today. Over in the women's race, we have got another battle taking shape. Both Gosha and Joanna opt for the northern route through Munich, en route to Refuge 2. Joanna usually thrives at night, but struggled this time. By sunrise, Gosha actually increased her lead to over 3 hours. Meanwhile, Fiona Shorten is carving her own path via the Southern Alps, currently somewhere around Bad Tolls. Lots to play for in the women's field. Before we shift into riders' interviews, let's get a quick shout to the real MVPs behind the scenes, our VIA photographers. They were out on capturing incredible moments from the southeast mid-pack, riders grabbing snacks, stretching out under the cloudy skies, and just grinding forward. Also, we had 2 scratches overnight. Magnus Everman and Rasmus Lishoy. Pardon me if I'm butchering your last name. That leaves just one pair is still riding together. Hats off to everyone still out there. And now it's time for part 5, the final chapter of our Via Race Route History series. This one is called From Sea to Sea, Safe End in Batavia. Let's go. Imagine this. You are deep in the northern reaches of the ancient Roman world. Behind you, mountains, borders, battles, and exhaustion. Ahead, the final stretch to the sea. Not just any sea, the North Sea. But we begin, as always, with the Romans. Back in the day, the General Drusus, yes, the stepson of Emperor Augustus, built a canal. It was called the Fossa Drusiana, and it was meant to dodge the brutal storms of the open North Sea. The canal's long lost now, swallowed by time, but some believe it ran just north of what's now Utrecht, linking the Rhine Delta to the vast lagoons that existed before the Dutch began their legendary land reclamation projects, including, yes, the Lawyer's Mere in 1969. It wasn't just for the shipping grain and gossip. This canal was a tactical shortcut because many Roman soldiers, too many, were lost at sea. So when General Germanicus came looking for Rome's stolen legionary eagles, we mentioned those before, no Roman wanted to lose an eagle. He used rivers and canals to avoid the open waters. The rivers Ems and Fossa Drusiana, all safer ways into Germania. Fast forward 2 millennia, and guess what? Via riders are doing the same thing. Leaving Germany behind, heading towards the North Sea, sniffing the salt breeze that tells them the finish is near. From the Adriatic Sea to the North Sea, they have crossed an entire continent, with every mountain range thrown in between. This final gate at Lawyer's Mere, it's not just a body of water, it's a symbol. The Odyssey is nearly over. And where does it all end? Amerongen, a place called the Prologue. The Prologue, because every end is also a beginning. But first, a little more Roman lore. You see, in the area we now call the Netherlands was once home to the Batavians, a Germanic tribe that became famous allies of Rome. These guys were wild. They could swim across rivers fully armored and on horseback. Imagine the core strength. No surprise the Romans adored them. Batavia became a kind of haven, a safe ending for Germanicus campaigns. No more forest of Germania, no more uprisings, no more lost eagles, just home. And for our riders, Amerongen is that Batavian haven. You have made it. No need for armor, no river crossings on a horseback. Just your bike, your grit. And at the Prologue, you will be greeted by Barry and his amazing team, ultra cyclists themselves, and champions of inclusive cycling. The place is legendary in the Dutch cycling world. Events, beautiful local routes, food that actually caters to your diet, and yes, great coffee. Most importantly, it's a place to land. A space to tell stories, to laugh, to cry, to eat, to sleep, and to look around at the friends, old and new, you have shared this journey with. And right there, in that warm crowd of riders, volunteers, families, and supporters, the Via Race team will be ready. We will cheer, we will celebrate, we will announce the winners of the Via Chapter 2, and then we will review the start and the destination of Via Chapter 3 coming in 2026. The next adventure will begin at the prologue, quite literally the prologue, to something new. But for now, just rest. You have crossed from sea to sea. You have arrived. And that's the end of our Via Race History series, from volcanoes and Roman roads to emperors and eagle chasers. It's been a ride. Thanks for joining me, and if you're still listening, there is more on the way. Keep your ears open. This is On to Speak. See you at the finish line. All right, enough about emperors and eagles. Let's jump back into the present, because today it's the writers who are writing their own legends. I caught up with a few of them along the road and at the Refuge too, from emotional reflections to hilarious stories. Here are the voices in their own words. I finally catch up with Christoph again. We chatted before the race started, and you were all about, I'm here to have fun. And I'm really, really happily surprised with your performance. You've been very consistent. Keep on moving fast. Are you having fun? How is it feeling?
I'm having a blast. Yes, I'm having absolutely fun. It's been, the first 2 days were pretty tough regarding the climbing. I am a climber, so I love climbing. But for the body, it took a lot, so I paced myself well. And it's paid out, so day 3, usually the worst day in everything you do. The body is kind of acclimatizing and realizing it's not going to stop. He has to perform another day or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And so from day 4 on, it was just getting better and better and better. And so that's why the performance from last night was possible, just pushing through the night and making it basically from Rosfeld Pass to St. Gallen in one push.
Yeah, you really know what you're doing, clearly, because usually people start to get less energy and feeling more tired, and it's getting harder to push, but you seem to be getting better and better every day, which is crazy to watch.
Yeah, I'm amazed myself, because my experience in races goes no longer than 3 to 4 days, and but I guess, as you said, I know my body well. I know what to fuel and when to fuel, and when to rest as well, and how long. And so I guess that kind of gave me the possibility to actually having a certain base that I can count on and just continue on that and not getting too much into trouble.
Sounds great. And talking about feeling, I heard you bump into the media team at some point. Can you tell me about the story again? Sorry.
Yeah, it was a whole day in the rain, so I was just covered in Gore-Tex jacket. The cap was on, and I was faffing around on my phone just to start Google Maps to find my restaurant, because I wanted to eat something in that very village. And as I look up, I see 3 guys, and it was Francesco and Eduardo and the third guy, can't remember his name, sorry, putting cameras in my face. And so I stopped, we had a brief chat, and they took some photos and ran 360 degrees around me. And I told them I will just 4 minutes away, I will go and have something to eat. And they followed, and it was a pizza / burger joint. It was empty, and so I ordered my food and sat down, and on that clean table there were 4 guys, 1 pretty sweaty, and the other 3 equipped with the best cameras they can have, and just zooming in, zooming out, and taking all perspectives. And the owner had no clue. And so the food came, and it got even worse, or even more exciting for the photographers. And they filmed me, photographed me eating fries and pizza. And I just saw
the ultra moment everybody wants to catch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I just saw behind the counter, the owner was kind of looking strange. And so those three with the camera left again, and it was empty again. And then I had time to explain what actually is going on. And the funny thing is, or the best part basically on that evening was that the restaurant is called La Via. And I explained it to him, and he was just over the moon, that there is a race called Via Race, and his restaurant is called La Via. And he's originally from Syria and just has his restaurant there. And he said, well, I like to drive for a long time as well, but by car. And he told me that if he's going back to his family in Syria, he just drives straight in one push.
Wow.
And he kind of compared that to what we were doing on two wheels. And
it's a different kind of ultra.
It's a different kind of ultra, exactly.
Maybe La Via can be a refuge or a gate one day in the future for Via Race. Yeah. Are you carrying any luxury item with you that you wouldn't qualify as a cycling gear?
Yes, I have a mini black roll with me.
Black what?
A black roll.
Oh.
A mini foam roll.
Oh, well, that's important. So maybe that's why you're so happy and smiley. You're really treating your body right.
Exactly. Yeah, I told myself if I have the space, I will take it with me just in case. And just a brief roll every other day kind of helps me. If it's not for the body, it's mentally. I did something for it, so
yeah, and every little bit counts.
Exactly.
And I saw you have on your jersey back pocket, you have a bottle of honey. How many of those have you gone through so far?
This is actually my third, and I think it's 200 milliliters. Not sure. No, 300. So yeah, I'm almost.
So about a liter. You're powered by pizza and honey.
Exactly. It works a charm.
It does. It's good for recovery as well. So keep going. What else? Any body part complaining?
Not really. The feet every now and then. But no, actually, can't complain.
That's really good to hear because I think a lot of riders were having feet issues because of the rain. The feet never getting dried. So you seem no problems.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going the luxury way and taking a hotel usually every night. Mm-hmm. And so that's where everything can dry off and get a new start in the morning. And so I guess that helps a lot, especially in wet conditions.
Sounds good. If Via Race was a karaoke, what would be your song?
What a question.
Sorry to make you think after 2,000 plus kilometers and overnight paddling.
Isn't there a song from Queens?
Oh, I want to ride my bicycle?
No. Don't Stop Me Now.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Don't stop me now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I will sing.
Having a good time. So
yeah,
I guess that's the one.
You were so positive. I really love that. Well, I will be waiting for you at the finish line. Thank you so much, Christoph.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm finally here with Eva. She's one of the Via Race Chapter 2 riders. We are at Refuge 2, St. Gallen. She has family here. She decided to stop at Refuge 1.
Even before Refuge 1.
Oh, that's right. A little bit before, and you took a train there.
Yeah.
So I knew she was going to come here, and I was really looking forward to chatting with her because obviously I'm a woman, and I'm so curious always to know what other women are doing, how they are doing. I know you decided to stop, but for me, you made an amazing effort, so hats off to you. Tell me a little bit about your experience. I believe you started as a pair, is that right?
No, actually, we rode solo, but we had the same route.
Okay.
And I didn't expect us to go at the same speed, but so we ended up spending almost like 2 or 3 days at a very similar pace. Yeah, so it seemed like we were riding in a pair.
Yeah, that's why I thought so. And it's your boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's Liam.
And you guys created the route together.
Yes. Yeah.
How long did it take for you guys to put the route together? Are you familiar at all with any of the countries you're going through?
Yeah, we are familiar. I've never bikepacked in Italy, but I have in Germany, in Switzerland, in France, and in the Netherlands. So, yeah, this wasn't too much of a challenge, but for me it was just to find the time to do routing. So Liam actually took a big part of the routing.
And how did you feel with the route? Like, are you happy with the route? Would you make changes? What are the learnings you have had from this experience?
I think I learned quite a lot in many different areas, and the first day we took a very different route than pretty much everyone else, and we went through a valley where there is heavy wind. There are wind turbines, and I didn't think about that. Everyone had wind, but I think for us it was a bit more even, which was a bit uncomfortable, but the rest of the route was really great.
It's just so much to think about on the route, the elevation, the conditions of the route, wind. And what made you stop? Like, what was going through your head? I know you had some knee pain.
Yeah, I stopped because I was having knee pain on the first day already, and then from the second day on I had to push through, and I was a bit worried that it was going to become an injury that's going to create permanent damage.
Yeah, that happened to me with Race Around Rwanda. I had a lot of knee pain, and I kept on going, but it just got to a point that my leg was like, had no more knee. It was just one thing because it was so swollen, and I just thought it wasn't worth it because what if I do really bad damage? So I understand where you're coming from, like if you pushing through pain is one thing, pushing through pain that might result in you not being able to cycle again for months or the unknown, it's not worth it. I think it's the right decision. How are you feeling about your decision now?
It's difficult. I didn't expect it to be so difficult emotionally, because I don't know, it just feels as if I didn't try hard enough, or you put the blame on yourself. But I think now I'm quite at peace because it's still hard to cycle, so I couldn't have reached the end anyways. And now just focus on a good recovery and try to get in better shape for the next things that I want to do.
Good. I'm glad you're finding peace and you have this validation, even though I don't want you in pain. But it's good that you have this validation that it's like, you had about 2-3 days now to reflect and be off the bike. And now you know that it's a lesson learned. And what's on the plan going forward? Do you have anything to look up to, or is just back to the training and getting fitter?
Yeah, I want to do a small event, Marseille-Napoli, but not registered because they were already booked. But I just want to ride along, and I think this is also going to help me not put pressure on achieving a certain result, but just to enjoy and get to know myself in those situations.
That's really smart. I like that.
Thank you.
And Marseille, Naples, how many kilometers is that?
I think it's 1,200, maybe a bit more, but around that.
And how much you did here, Via?
I did 700.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty big.
To me, it's not enough, but it's all right.
Well, I can't wait to see your next adventures. I'll be on the lookout.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hey Juliana, this is Mark Büchel, the little madman with the dog bite who refuses to give up. So first of all, I wanted to tell you I binged your podcast today, so I was finally able to replace my lost headphones. Managed to find some in Germany on a Sunday at a Turkish shop. Fuck yes. Epic shit. The Turks make Germany work. Pun intended. So, yeah. I really liked listening to it. I like the three-piece construction of each episode, like basically the summary, the the history, and the rider interviews. It's really interesting listening to, and I'll also recommend it to my WhatsApp group. I have this silly WhatsApp group with like 100 people where I post voice messages during the races, and one of the rules for people to get into this group is they have to make fun of me no matter the situation. So, I mean, you can imagine when I got bitten by the fucking dog. They were like, some were, I mean, obviously worried about getting rabies and shit. And others were like, well, they're more worried about the dog getting rabies from Mark. That's the kind of community that's going on. So it's everything from super caring to like more than just borderline jokes. I mean, as I'm small, and during when I did Transcontinental and we rode through Bosnia, somebody brought up the point, yeah, but there are still landmines. Then another guy jumps in and says, yeah, but they jump out of the ground about 35 centimeters high and detonate there. So Mark is too small. Nothing will happen to him. That's kind of like, yeah, I think that's the worst of all the jokes so far. I might do a hit list one day. But whatever. So, where was I? 7 days after the dog bite now. 2 or 2.5 days of the antibiotics. Which, yeah, well, they really do mess your intestine, your gut up. There's not much left in gut health when you take antibiotics. And it becomes especially apparent when you're silly enough and do an ultra on antibiotics. As, I mean, you just don't process food. And the effects of that are rather drastic. Personally, when my caloric intake isn't high enough, the first thing I get is knee pain, and the worse my deficit is, the worse my knee pain gets. So, to give you a frame of reference, December last year, I broke T12 vertebrae. The impact when you break a vertebrae on my scale, pain scale, would be a 9. This knee pain is a solid 10 when it's really bad. So that's just enduring this is, oh, for fuck's sake. Whatever. So again, today is the first time in this race after the dog bite that my gut started to work. and my brain and my body are finally on equal terms. So yeah, currently my line of thought is I overslept in a hotel, a bloody nice one at that in Strasbourg. Got up at like, I don't know when, like 5:30 or 6. Then set off by about 7 after having mended a leaky rear tire. That was kind of annoying, but whatever. So I'm now thinking about attempting as I'm working it out to be in my head, the Strasbourg to Amerongen hero pull 1,000, almost 1,000k in one go, and let's see if, how many power naps I'll need until then, and how messed up I'll be in Amerongen. But I'm for sure trying to set myself up mentally to get some proper Ks in, and finally focus that mindset on getting this done over like enduring enormous and ridiculous amounts of pain. So if there was anything in here that's usable for the podcast, feel free to use it. If it's all garbage, it's perfectly fine with me, as anyways, I'm just a little guy that's full of shit.
All right, I have to share this gem. Andy sent us a voice note from the road via WhatsApp, doing his best weather report. If you have been following the tracker, you will know the last couple of days have been brutal, relentless rain, soggy socks, and roads that look more like rivers. Here is Andy giving the media team a little taste of what it's really like out there.
But yeah, it's been an absolutely crazy couple of days, and some of the wettest, scariest conditions I've ever ridden in. But just yesterday, riding through into Blitz Pass as I rode towards the mountain, it was like a caricature of a mountain. Just could barely see the mountain, covered in cloud. I could see the lightning, and there was a cloud above it that just looked like black tentacles over the mountain. It was everything in me was telling me, don't ride inside that. But I wanted to get the gate done and dusted, and thought I could see people on the tracker that were in there, so it must be okay. But it was bonkers. It was like riding a bike inside of a thunderstorm, and then turned a corner into a different valley, and it was fine. As soon as I got to the church on the other side, managed to sort my route out, turn around straight away and get straight back out, and there was no rain all the way back out, and it was a beautiful sunset. So it ended up being okay, just very, very wet. And then got to the hotel to charge all of my equipment, because nothing would charge on the bike. And then halfway through charging things, I must have passed out, because I just woke up covered in pretzels. I was eating a bag of pretzels and trying to charge things, but I can't charge everything at once, so I had to wait. So I just woke up covered in pretzels, and I still got to charge my power bank. So not the best start to the morning. I'm going to go to the hotel breakfast, because I haven't done that for a long time.
Hey Francesco, how you doing? I've just stopped for a minute to rest my backside. It is raining so much across the south of Germany, and I've been soaked through for hours now. I'm starting to feel a bit like Kevin Costner in Waterworld, kind of working my way through, searching for dry land. Must exist somewhere, and I've got webbed toes now. My gills are coming on. I've been wet for so long now, I'm starting to become a fish. But hopefully it will let up soon. But somebody told me that it's going to be wet for a couple more days. So let's see what happens. Take it easy.
And that's all for today's episode. I want to thank the listeners for tuning in. Your support means everything. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider following, leaving a review, and sharing it with your friends.